7 huge Emmerdale spoilers for next week. Welcome back to the channel, Emmerdale fans. Get ready for a rollercoaster of drama as we dive into the biggest spoilers for next week's episodes, airing from 30th September to 4th October 2024. The drama heats up in the village as Moira struggles to keep control of the farm and faces a tough decision to step down. Meanwhile, Arthur spins a massive lie about John, and Aaron finds himself in hot water with some stolen goods. You won't want to miss these 7 huge moments, so stick around to see what's coming up. But before we get into all the juicy details, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a spoiler update. 1. Moira struggles on the farm. As Moira's erratic behavior continues to cause concern within the family, tensions rise when Matty decides to move in, much to her annoyance. Things take a turn when Mack discovers that the sheep have escaped, and he quickly points the finger at Moira. Despite her promise to stay put, Mack and Matty are horrified to find many of the sheep dead or dying. Moira is heartbroken by the tragic scene but is left baffled by how it could have happened. Overwhelmed with emotion, Moira reluctantly accepts that, for the sake of the farm, she needs to step back for now. 2. Ruby and Moira bond. At Butler's, Moira and Ruby find themselves in a rare moment of peace, sharing a quiet conversation that quickly turns deeper than either expected. After all the clashes and drama that have kept them at odds, the two women finally let their guard down, realizing that maybe they've got more in common than they thought. Instead of the usual bickering, there's a surprising sense of understanding between them as they start to talk about what's really been going on in their lives. It's a moment where all their old grudges seem to fade, replaced by an honest connection that feels long overdue. Moira, usually so tough and guarded, opens up to Ruby in a way we don't often see. She's been carrying the weight of her health concerns in silence, trying to keep up appearances even when everything feels like it's falling apart. Sharing her worries about her health with Ruby, Moira shows a side of vulnerability that's rarely on display. It's a big deal for her to let someone in, especially someone who's been on the opposite side of so many arguments, but Ruby surprisingly doesn't just listen. She relates. She's dealing with her own battles, particularly the emotional strain of her mum's recent cremation, which has been weighing heavily on her heart. For both women, this unexpected heart-to-heart becomes a chance to find a bit of comfort in each other's company. It's not about fixing each other's problems, but simply having someone to share the load, even if just for a moment. Moira and Ruby's conversation becomes a turning point, not just in their relationship, but in their personal struggles, showing that sometimes the most unlikely people can become the support you never knew you needed. 3. Aaron keeps John in the dark PC. Swirling's got his sights set on Aaron this week, grilling him over some stolen smartwatches after Aaron's car was spotted near the crime scene. Aaron, ever the smooth talker, plays it cool and acts like he hasn't got a clue what Swirling is on about. He's putting on that innocent face, and you can see he's loving every second of this little game. Just as the tension is building, John steps in, clearly sensing something's up. But Aaron's got his story locked down tight. He's sticking to his guns, playing the part of the wronged innocent, and not giving anything away. Aaron's got that smug grin plastered on his face when Swirling has to back off, finding no hard evidence to pin on him. It's a small victory that leaves Aaron feeling pretty untouchable, at least for now. John, on the other hand, is completely in the dark about what just went down, missing the whole undercurrent of what Aaron's up to. Aaron's skating on thin ice, but for him, it's just another day of staying one step ahead, keeping his secrets buried and his reputation squeaky clean, at least as far as John and the rest of the village know. 4. Mack and Aaron are up to no good. Mack's up to his usual tricks and floats the idea of using John's van to move those stolen smartwatches, catching Aaron's attention. You can see the gears turning in Aaron's head. This might just be the perfect opportunity to make some quick cash and get rid of the evidence. The only problem? John is super protective of that van and doesn't let anyone near it. Aaron knows there's no way John would ever willingly hand over the keys, so he waits for his moment. As soon as John's distracted, Aaron swoops in and snatches the keys, ready to put Mack's sneaky plan into action. With the keys in hand, Mack and Aaron waste no time and start loading up the van with the hot goods, thinking they've got everything under control. They're feeling pretty pleased with themselves, almost like it's too easy. The van's packed, the watches are stashed, and for a moment, it seems like they've pulled off the perfect crime. Aaron's riding high and Mack's buzzing about the next steps, but of course, in true Emmerdale fashion, things don't go as smoothly as they planned. When Aaron goes to check on their stash later, his mood flips in an instant. Every single watch is gone. Aaron's furious, and you can see the frustration boiling over. All that risk, all that sneaking around, and now they've got nothing to show for it. It's not just about the watches. It's about the fact that someone's managed to pull one over on them. For Aaron, this is a blow to his pride, as much as it is to his plans. It's the kind of twist that leaves him questioning who he can trust, and what's really going on behind the scenes. Mack and Aaron thought they had it all figured out, but now they're left scrambling, trying to figure out where things went wrong and how they're going to fix this mess. 5. Charles and Laurel are caught out. Nicola's got her detective hat on this week, sensing something's definitely off with Laurel and Charles. Their odd behavior isn't fooling her one bit, and she's determined to get to the bottom of whatever's going on. After some digging, Nicola finally gets the truth, and it's a shocker. Laurel and Charles, caught up in their secret relationship, are forced to face the music. Nicola isn't about to let them off easy, pressing for answers on why their fling is suddenly coming to a screeching halt. Laurel finds herself in a tough spot, torn between her feelings and doing what's right. In the end, Laurel and Charles reluctantly decide to call it quits, realizing that ending things is the responsible choice, especially with everything at stake. But just when they think they've managed to put their fling behind them, old habits die hard. One stolen moment of weakness, and before they know it, they're right back where they started, caught in the heat of the moment. The worst part? They're not alone this time. Arthur stumbles upon them, and the look on his face says it all. The secret is out, and there's no talking their way out of this one. Laurel's absolutely mortified, knowing full well that this could blow everything wide open. She begs Arthur to keep quiet, desperate to keep this under wraps. But the question is, can she really trust him to keep this secret? Arthur's caught in the middle now, holding all the cards, and Laurel's left anxiously wondering if her son will protect her, or if this forbidden romance is about to become the village's next big scandal. It's a messy situation that's only getting messier, and for Laurel and Charles, the fallout could be just around the corner. 6. Arthur lies about John. Arthur's got his sights set on impressing April, showing off and trying to act way more grown-up than he really is. To top it off, he's got his flirt game on with John, pushing boundaries to get the attention he craves. But Arthur doesn't stop there. He takes it up a notch by spinning a wild story, pretending that he and John have slept together. It's all bravado, a desperate attempt to look cool in front of his friends, but it's a reckless move that's bound to backfire. The drama hits a boiling point when Laurel catches wind of Arthur's tall tales. She's furious, and without wasting a second, she confronts John right in the middle of the woolpack, letting her anger spill out in front of everyone. Laurel's not just angry, she's embarrassed, humiliated that her son would make up such a scandalous story. But as the shouting match unfolds, the truth starts to unravel, and it quickly becomes clear that Arthur's been fabricating the whole thing. It's a messy moment, and the tension in the room is off the charts as Arthur tries to defend himself. In the heat of the argument, Arthur accidentally lets slip about Laurel's own secret fling, dropping the bombshell right in front of Jai. It's a jaw-dropping moment that nobody saw coming, especially Laurel, who's left reeling as her personal life gets splashed out in the worst way possible. Jai's stunned, the betrayal hanging in the air, and Laurel's left trying to pick up the pieces of a mess she never intended. Arthur's attempt to seem mature has done the exact opposite, setting off a chain of events that's sure to have everyone talking for weeks to come. 7. Chaz and Liam grow closer. Chaz is feeling uneasy when she discovers a rash, and in her worry, she turns to Liam for advice. There's an instant trust there, and without hesitating, Liam agrees to check it out, wanting to be a supportive friend. But there's a complication. Liam isn't exactly honest with Ella about what he's up to. Instead of being upfront, he decides to cover his tracks, lying about where he's going. It's a sneaky move that sets the stage for something more as his time with Chaz starts to blur the lines between friendship and something deeper. As Liam and Chaz spend this private, intense moment together, there's a spark that's hard to ignore. They're clearly sharing more than just a medical concern. It's a connection that's been simmering under the surface. But with every shared glance and touch, the big question is, what does this mean for Ella? She's completely in the dark, left wondering why Liam's being distant and secretive. This whole situation puts their relationship on shaky ground, and you can't help but feel that it's only a matter of time before all these hidden feelings come crashing out into the open.